Hello, I'm Jordan, and this is my wife, Morgan. We are the Squires. We are parents to six beautiful children from ages 12 down to age 4.
And we live in Nauvoo, Illinois. We're coming up on our third anniversary here. We are now restaurant owner, entrepreneur, hospitality people, and we love living here.
We never thought we would live here. We'll start that, and we never dreamed or anything like that. You would have told us 5 years ago, we would have thought you're crazy, to that we'd be here. But it was a series of seemingly small choices that domino affected into us being here. We'd never been out to Nauvoo as a family, but we'd always wanted to do the Nauvoo pageant. We thought that would be so neat to do that as a family. And one of the things we had heard was that it's really hard to find a place to stay for 2 weeks, since it's just such a small community. And so, like, oh, let's just look. Maybe that could be at some point in the future where we buy a small property there, rent it out for the year, and then we can come do the Nauvoo pageant. And it was more of it felt like just kind of a whim, that we would do something like that. But it just stuck with us. It kept coming back and coming back. And we looked and we were talking to each other like, no, this is crazy. Like, we're not prepared to do this. This is not what we had in our mind. But the Spirit was working on us just a little bit at a time. And
so we, as soon as we owned the property, we blocked out the days. It was spring break, and I was nervous that I'd like overhyped it in my mind, that I was gonna get here and be like, oh, this is great. But I was just so excited. And so we got here, we got to the house, and like it was just so peaceful. And we were painting, we were doing all these things that we wanted to do. And I was like, my conversations with the Lord every day, that I'm like, this is the best. Like, we could come on a mission here one day, like we could live here one day, like, but this is all when we're old. Like, when we're old, this will be great. And so we were able to attend the temple while we were here. And there's those moments in your life sometimes where time passes and you don't know, like, how did I get here? What's going on? And that day in the temple was one of those moments for me. I sat there in one of the rooms, and the Spirit just told me, Morg, you're going to move here. You're going to help this community, and you're going to buy a bakery. And I was like, no, that is ludicrous. I am not doing any of those things. And so I just like kept pushing it away. And like, I can't even like describe the feeling of that temple session. And before I knew it, like it was over. And I was like, how did I get here? Am I supposed to be here? What happened? And I just kept pushing it away. And so we were still here for a few days, and we drove past the Nauvoo Mill and Bakery that was for sale. And I was like, oh, there's a bakery for sale. Let's just go buy some cookies, unbeknownst to Jordan, anything that I had thought about. And we go in there, and the Spirit's like, no. And I was like, oh, okay. So we're driving, and one of the homes we own is right out by the elementary school. And I was like, oh, that's a fun school. And the Spirit's like, that's where your kids will go to school. And I was like, no, that's not. And we got in the car, we finished our trip. I hadn't told him a word. And we got back to our home in Utah, unpacked the car, did the laundry, went to church, like everything. And I was ready to start my week. And I prayed, and there was nothing. I've never had an experience where it was like a cinder block wall between me and Heavenly Father. And it was like heaven was closed. And I would pray and say, well, who needs me? Who do I need to take cookies to? Who needs dinner? Who needs a friend? What should we do? And silence was there. And I just finally was like, Heavenly Father, what is going on? What am I supposed to do? And he said, Morgan, I told you what to do. And I was like, no, that was not real. I am not doing that. And so there was 3 days that I was like in inner turmoil of like terribleness. And Jordan would be like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, everything's fine. Like, cause I'm not ready to like admit that this is real and I'm going to do this. And finally, after many hours every day of pleading with the Lord, like this is our forever home. We just finished the basement, and I had my whole list of expectations of my life and how it was going to be. And that I loved the school. I loved living close to both of our families. And I was like, finally, Heavenly Father, my life is perfect here. How dare you ask me to leave it? Like, I'm not going to. And he said, Morg, you think your life is perfect here, but I have a perfect life for you in Nauvoo. You just don't know it yet. And immediately I just thought, all right, I give up. I can't fight with you anymore. I'm going to like explode or something. Like, I just felt terrible inside. And so I was like, okay, fine. I'm going to talk to Jordan about this. If this is what the Lord wants, let's talk to him. He'll talk some sense into me, right? This is crazy. So we'd already had plans to go to the temple, and the neighbors were watching the kids. I got him an In-N-Out burger, and I was like, okay, eat this and don't say a word. I just need to like get this out because I'm going to explode or get struck by lightning or something. And I just like word vomited the whole way home from the temple, that I was like, my life can't go back to the way it was. The Lord has a plan for us, and we need to live in Nauvoo. We need to go there. We need to be a part of this. And I told him the whole thing about what I had felt in the temple and my experience that week leading up to it. And he told me later that he said, oh crap, she wouldn't lie about this. Like, this is real. Morgan wouldn't joke about this.
Yeah. So, I mean, as she was saying it, the Spirit was working on me, like telling me, she's right. And, but it is one of those things that I know she's close to the Spirit. And so it's like, well, I'm going to have to, and I told her, I'm going to need a minute. I'm going to need a minute. I need to find out this for myself. But it was one of those, I knew what she was saying was the right thing, but I needed to come to peace, to the decision on my own. And so it was definitely a process.
Yeah. We moved here in June of 2019, June 6th or something. And we opened a restaurant on July 1st of 2019. And that is a miracle in and of itself.
And it's truly been an amazing experience. We've loved living here in a small town. Our kids have thrived. They went from class sizes of 32 kids down to 10 to 15 kids. They get a lot more attention, and that's their entire grade. It's just so much different than life was in Utah in the suburbs. That it's definitely a different pace of life, and we've been very happy. And there's a definite sense of community here in Nauvoo. We get to know lots of different people who have lots of different backgrounds and experiences, and get to learn from them. And it's been really great for us.